Hello everyone, FunshionX here. Welcome back to Utopia³ Resurrected, playing the Feed the Beast Resurrection pack. I'm here in the GregTech building where my Biogen Mark II is now a Biogen Mark IV. We got 4 of these running, all the same exact pretty much thing, into some resonant energy cells. They're keeping them completely full even when all the GregTech machines are running. I'm pretty happy about that. Really quick, I gotta apologize about the FPS spikes in the last video. And we're probably going to have them again. One thing with this 1.01 patch, something is just, it seems to be client side, but I don't know why, because my computer has never had a problem running a pack at full FPS, but like every once in a while I just get these spikes. And it's not fun. It's hard to record and harder to play. But anyway, we did get the Canthal coils all put together. Cooked them in the blast furnace, put them in the freezer, and once we had enough, made them into a coil block. And now this thing can cook a lot higher temperatures. And one of the things we do gain out of cooking this higher temperatures is nichrome. Nichrome, I believe, takes 2,700 degrees. So I think that's what we can get up to now. There are some that take even higher, like 3,000. I don't think we can do those yet. I think we need nichrome blocks to be able to get past 2,700, so maybe I'll work on that next. Quickly on how to get nichrome. If you look at nichrome dust and you scroll through all these, there's not a recipe for it. And so it's a little bit tricky to figure out how, but if you go to chrome dust, I mean it's nichrome, it must have chrome in it, and hit the uses on here, and we look at the alloys that you can get. You've got the ultimate, ultimate dust, stainless dust, and here's small piles of nichrome dust. So you have to put in 2 nickel, or actually 4 nickel or ferrous, and a chrome, and you get not even 1. No, you get 1.5. Yeah, 9 plus. Oh, these are small piles. Excuse me, small piles. So you get almost 4 dusts, just a little bit less than 4. So that's fine. You just have to craft this a couple times and then mix them together into the actual nichrome dust, and then put them in the blast furnace and then cool them off. So I'll be doing that. That's not really exciting. I just wanted to make sure everybody kind of knew how that worked to get your nichrome. No more changes in here or over there. So let's go outside where quite a few changes have occurred. One thing. Oh, there's that big building over there. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But I've got a little sheep farm. Giving me some wool. We needed wool for ME. You need a lot of wool, so that worked really quick. I just put 3 sheeps there, put a feed station down, a rancher, and a little bit of power. This is running off one 5 RF a tick generator, and I put a stack in there, and it's still going strong. The rancher takes no power at all to work, especially on sheep, because it only does work like every couple minutes when they regrow their wool. Switched the middle to grass instead of the ugly mycelium. I don't know if someone else's texture pack that looks good, but on my pack, it didn't look good at all. So, switched it to grass. Thrak was a little bit worried that we're spawn a lot of mushroom around here because we are in a mushroom biome, or mushroom island biome. So I put the fence up just in case, but none have spawned, and I think that's because Kiki's village has quite a few animals over there, and then we have a ton of NPCs and animals here. So I think we're just probably over the cap, and so it's not actually spawning anything. The temple. Here's the temple. Let's go look at the temple first. Come on down, and we've changed it around a little bit. I'm leaving Thrak to do this. I've just kind of given some hints of qualifications of what I need. I just need, somehow send a P2P tunnel over to my building, or the GregTech building, and I don't care what he does with the rest, as long as it looks good, right? So he's built this. This is a automatic seed farmer. All you have to do is go in the crafting terminal. We'll type some seeds that we want to grab out of here. Look up crafted. Uh-oh, what happened? Did you change something? Uh-oh, something's changed. Anyway, you take seeds and you put them back in, and there's an export bus sitting right here onto this dropper, and it's exporting the different AE seeds. And the dropper, when it's got something in it, will trigger this comparator, which goes into this RedNet controller. The controller is going to do a few things. First, it's going to create a pulse to make the dropper work, so it's going to drop the seeds into the water. And it's also going to send a timer, a long redstone signal to this guy, which you're like, what does this thing do? It actually connects to this little black block right there and enables this line. This is off by default, and it turns it on, which just powers the accelerators. So the accelerators, they're only turned on when there are seeds in there. And I think as soon as this comparator turns off, it will stop the dropper, and it'll also, I think this thing will go for a little over 2 more minutes just to make sure all the seeds are grown. And then, how does he grab them back? He's just got a transfer node. I think it's probably filtered to grab a full seed. This one does crafting of flux, so it knows what to drop in there. That one doesn't need accelerators, it just drops it in the water and sucks it back up when it's done. So that's cool. We've got automatic seeds, or we did until something happened. I'm not sure why this... Oh, no. I was going to say that line's disconnected, but no, this should be powered. I don't know. Maybe he changed something after I went offline. Okay, let's get over to this big old building over here. I changed a little bit of this around. Originally, we were using blue power pneumaticraft tubes, and after the update, all the tubes just disappeared randomly. So that was one of the problems with 101 among many. And we switched it to Buildcraft, and I don't like the Buildcraft pipes because of the transparentness. You know, seeing the items, it's just rendering a lot of items, and you know, that kind of thing. And they're just slow. They don't, you know, whatever. So I've changed it all to be extra utilities transfer nodes. When something is sucked out of a transfer node and it gets to a junction, and pretend this is not a filter pipe, pretend this is a normal pipe, it randomly picks which way to go. So say it's trying to put wood in. Well, it's going to go here, and half the time it'll go here and go, oh yeah, I can put wood in there. Half the time it's going to go this way. And it's like, well, I can't put in there, I'll go this way, I can't put in there, I'll go this way, and it'll go in the trash. So if you don't put filter pipes here, half of all your output would go in the trash. Randomly, you know. So by using a filter pipe with a filter saying, you know, what goes which path, when a wood comes here and it looks at the filter pipe, it will force it to go down the path it's whitelisted for. It will not go down the green path. Even though I've allowed anything to go green, it will try black first, basically. If theirs is full, then it will go green and then go into the trash. So that way I'm not wasting any, which is pretty cool. Then over here, I've done the same thing. I've just compacted it a little bit. You know, same thing with telling which to go where. And then on the back sides of both of these, I'm grabbing them out and putting them in the ender chest to keep a nice stock of stuff. And I'm finicky at how those are lined up. But I've got a... I thought I had... Oh, no, it's on this one. On this one, the problem with that was it was putting in the ender lily seeds in the ender chest, and I don't want that. I want the ender lily seeds to go back to the planter. So what I've got here is I've got a filter pipe, and I've got an inverted filter on ender seeds on the black line. So ender seeds cannot go down this pipeline. Everything else is allowed to, and then the rationing pipe makes sure that it's only one stack of anything. And then over here, it just goes back to the planter. Cool. And then underneath, we are running on, I can't remember if I showed this or not, but I made a 64x survivalist generator, and I'm powering that with charcoal out of our ender chest, so that's always staying full. Going up in the transfer node, this single transfer node is powering 16 blocks or machines. I'm also putting the saplings back in here with this transfer node, since I already have them in this chest. Why run a huge line from here all the way back? And I don't know. It might not be a huge line, but actually it might not be hard at all, because I've already got a pipe here. I could just switch it to a node pipe. But that doesn't matter. This was easy. It's 3 things instead of 5. Keeping the saplings full. This is not quite enough power. Well, actually it is. Okay. I think at certain points this drains down, but right now it has got plenty of power. And it's probably actually wasting a little bit now because... No, it's not. Alright, cool. But yeah, it's powering the planters, the harvesters, the fisher. I don't know if I showed this, but Drac made a fisher. It's getting tons of fish and other stuff. All that crap. And then you'll notice that our other farm that we had here, our little 9x9, is gone. I still need to clean it up a little bit, but I wanted to make sure I had plenty of stuff for those bioreactors to always be able to generate full amount of biofuel. So I've got multiple tiers now of these farms, and down on the basement is where I'm growing my netherworts and my cocoa beans, because those require the extra stuff under them. Well, they don't. Well, cocoa beans do require it. Netherwort just goes faster if it's under there. So I have that to grow those. The main level is like the processing storage. I should go up. I haven't built all the elevators yet. Here we go. On this level is pumpkins and melons. You can see it's really easy. It's just a planter. It's getting power, and then it's got a import or an interface on the back of it to suck it in through it to a subnetwork here. And then this one, this is the level I hate. I got red mushrooms, and this is supposed to be brown mushrooms. Red mushrooms are fine. You just plant them on a stick. It takes 4 mushrooms to plant on the crop, and they work great. Brown mushrooms, on the other hand, and this was not in 1.0.0, so something changed in an upgrade of AE2. Depending on the biome, brown mushrooms have to be hydrated. And it's not just enough to have a pool of water there, because I've tried to plant them right next to the pool. You have to actually get a hydration cell. And crafted like an extracted of a water cell. So they're easy to make. I have extractor. I can get water cells easy. But then you have to go around here and... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. You have to plant your crop, then hydrate it, and then plant your brown mushroom. And you have to do that on every single square you want to plant a brown mushroom on. And the hydration level it slowly starts dipping over time. So you only get like 3 harvests of a mushroom, and then you have to come and hydrate it again. Which is... it's just tedious, right? 2 issues with that. There's an AE2 machine called a Cropmatron that is supposed to automatically apply hydration. I crafted one, put it right here, and it will not accept hydration cells, either putting them in manually or piping them in to work. Even though I was giving it power, I was doing everything I was supposed to. So if anyone else wants to try that for me and see if you have the same results in 101 with a Cropmatron and a hydration cell, and see if there's any way you can figure out how to get one of those in there, I would be grateful. Second issue with the brown mushrooms is when you do hydrate them and harvest them, they all get weird MBT values, like how hydrated they were when they were harvested or something. It's just really weird. Like, so nothing was going in the barrel. You can see here I've got almost 2 stacks of mushrooms with this 3267 MBT or whatever metadata value. I'm not sure it's MBT or something else. So they wouldn't go in the barrel with the other ones. And I've tried a unifier, didn't work. I've tried like shift right clicking on a barrel that's usually does a unifier type action, and that didn't work. So I can't do brown mushrooms. So what basically the solution I'm going to do, I'm just going to let the brown mushrooms run out. I think we've got 50 stacks left or so. Once they run out, I'll plant something else here. Oh crap, I just keep punching stuff when I shouldn't. Let me go get some red mushrooms. Yeah, we got 56 stacks of brown mushrooms. Yeah, so it's going to be a while. Yeah, and then if you're having trouble planting a red mushroom, it's probably because you don't have 4 of them. Alright, so that's that. Upper level, I've got carrots, and I don't have anything else yet. Obviously, potatoes have that issue with the rotten potatoes, so I didn't plant those there. Might plant some soybeans and do some soy stuff for some food. But let's go down to the main level and we can see how the AE system works. Remember, each one of these, they just have an interface on the back. And I've got 4 levels of harvesting. So that's 4 of our channels being used. And I need to put green here. I ran out of green. Then it's coming over here. It's using the 5th channel here as a storage bus. And that's storing I like it. It's smart. It knows what can put in these. Even though I haven't told you you can store pumpkins, I haven't told you that you can store pumpkins, melons, or melon blocks. It just knows. It's just like, oh, there's a barrel here that can store pumpkins, so I'm going to store all my pumpkins here. So it puts the pumpkins there, melon slices there, melons there, through the storage buses. And this is cool. These are all subnetworks, right? So it only took this one channel with the storage bus to have 3 storage buses. Pretty cool. And then this one here is using 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's it. So it's only using 4 channels, so that's why they're purple but dark. And then I'm sucking them all out over here into cyclic assemblers. This one's making pumpkin seeds. This one is making melon seeds, and this is a autonomous activator that puts a melon block down, and then the terrain smasher picks it up. And then these all have interfaces on them, and they're set to eject upwards. So whenever there's room in the system, it'll try and eject the pumpkin seeds up back into the system because there is a storage bus there. I love this new AE. It's so much fun. Using the quartz fiber to power both of these networks. And yeah, they're all like self-contained. No interfaces, no energy acceptors or anything like that. It just works. Okay, still working on the wall. I ran out of green dye. And then the other thing it's doing, so this is the storage bus to an interface. This one on here is a storage bus on the purple to an interface on the green. So after it's done its processing, it tries to go back in the green network, and then it looks at all the storage buses for the green and says, oh, here's a place to put seeds. Oh, it's full, so I'll just leave them here. And it just leaves them there, and they back up. That can be an issue, though, right? Because if this backs up and has no more place to put pumpkins, and, well, here, like this example, can't put any more melons in it, they would get stuck in the harvester up there, and eventually there'd be so many melons in the harvester it couldn't harvest anything. So all of the ones that are gray are the things coming directly from harvesters, and those all have void upgrades on them. So if any time it harvests a melon right now, it'll just void it. It'll try to put it in the barrel, and the barrel will void it. So that'll make sure the harvesters never fill up on anything. And then, so how many channels we're using? We're using 4 up there. Oh, here's how it's getting its energy. It is energy acceptor there. 4 there, 5, 6, 7. So the green line has 1 more available. Both this red and this red are using 4, or purple, my goodness. And then this one is using 1 for the interface, and then 7 more for the storage buses. So the purple line is saturated. It's using all of its channels. So even if I did grow potatoes, I couldn't put one right here. I'd have to have another storage bus off the green line, which I have available. So I could put a storage bus right here and have another set of 7 barrels, which is probably what I'll do once we start harvesting other things. And then we're using the same setup with the transfer nodes into a rationing piped ender chest. So there's all the items there. So I'm really happy with this building, using a few of the new chisel blocks, including the technical block and the hex block. Hex block is not cheap. Man, 8 of those uses a block of coal. So you've got to, in GregTech, of course, compress the coal to get the block, and then you only get 8 of it, so it's pretty bad. Luckily, we have that farm over there that's just spitting out coal all the time, so it's not a big problem at all. Oh man, 19 minutes in, guys, and I haven't even got to what I wanted to show, which is this. This is the big one. Ready? Dun, 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 dun. I've got another AE system. Thrak and I are still discussing this one, whether we want a separate network. I maintain that I need one for the purposes of what I'm doing, for reasons, and I'll show you those reasons in a minute. But you can see that I've got the 4 energy cells hooked up. I'm using 2 transfer nodes just to make sure I never go over their limit of what they can send out. But they're connected, so they're all set to power all 7 machines on my network, which is like 6 battery, or a bunch of transfer power for converters, and then the ME system. On the ME system itself, I've got 4 P2Ps on the top going back in, so that's 32 times 4 channels available. And then I've got 4 P2Ps on the bottom going back in. So that's another 34 times 32. So 8 times 32 channels available to me. And I've got 2 crafting CPUs, or crafting storage, whatever you call them, so they can craft. And then I've got a pattern terminal and a crafting terminal, and then some blue wire coming out. I think it looks cool. To me, it looks like a frog, like sticking his red tongue out. You guys see the frog? Eyes, big mouth. His legs. Anyway, that's the interface frog, patented. Down here, alright, this is the fun part. I planted it out, built it on a single player world, and then kind of planned it out here so I can make sure I had all the connections right. And what I want to do is I've got all those channels available from P2P. So I don't need to run dense cable. I can run just a regular 8-channel smart cable down here. And that's going to bring me 8 channels to this processing area. And each of these cobblestones will be a GregTech machine that I want to set up auto processing for. So this one is over here is all set up. I have power coming in at the top, and I've got a P2P tunnel at the bottom, bringing me 8 channels, and only costing 1 on the blue. So I can have up to 8 of these P2P pump tunnels coming out to use up all 8 that are in that area, right? Pretty cool. And then this is why I need a separate whole network from the main one over in the AE building. Is because you can't daisy chain P2Ps. You can't like take a P2P tunnel and carry it over a wire and then come out of the P2P and then have another P2P as part of that channel. I couldn't explain it to Thrak, and it's hard to explain it to myself even. But I've tried it, basically having a P2P output to a P2P output. It doesn't like that. It just doesn't work. So what I will do is I'll connect up the main AE system with a storage bus interface combo, which allows my network to see all the items in the main network, and that way we can use them to craft, and they'll be available on like the crafting monitors and that kind of thing. Okay, so and then P2P is 1 channel. Then I've got a bunch of interfaces, and these will be the crafting ones, so I'll put the crafting patterns in here. I get 9 patterns for each one, so there's 9 there, 18 for that block. And if I wanted to, I could put another one here, and so I'd get 27 patterns max. But I got to think about channels: 1 for the P2P, 2 for the import buses to get things back out, and then that leaves me with 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I could add 1 more interface. So whichever of these 2 machines needs more crafting patterns, then I'll put that one on either on this side or on this side. I think it's a really cool setup. So let's go ahead and do it, not just talk about it. And so I'm going to put our new machine that I just crafted right here, and that is the Plate Bender 2, the Advanced Plate Blending Machine. That's going to go right there. He's a 512 block. This is 512 cable. This is 8x blue cable, which allows 16 amps and only 1 amp loss per meter. So not very much loss at all. And it can handle 16 amps, which means if I use a full battery buffer, completely full battery buffer of all batteries, it will not burn, which would give tons of power to this. I don't think I'll be able to maintain all 16 batteries like full. They'll start draining, but 160,000 times 16, you'd have to be running stuff for hours to to drain that all. Okay, so this is all set up. Now what I need to do is go get a crafting pattern, which is why I built that terminal over here. So come over here and to that guy. I love that this thing is NEI sensitive. It can do NEI, but it won't do it for processing patterns. So I actually have to have the items. So let's go to the main system here, and let's do something like what do we want to bend? Let's do not a plastic sheet. How about a silicon plate? Sounds good. So I'm going to need some silicon ingots. You see how many plates we have? I've been running salt for days, guys, to try to get all that silicon, because like every single one of these takes a silicon plate, and every circuit takes a silicon plate. It's crazy. All right, so go in here. We're going to turn it to a processing pattern, and we're going to say use 1 silicon ingot and get one silicon plate. And we'll write that pattern there. We're getting some of those lag spikes I mentioned. Just bear with me, they'll go away. And then we can just go to the interface and put it right there. Sweet, that's done. Can you put more like upgrades here to get more patterns? What are all these upgrade slots for? I think that's just for an acceleration card, right? I don't know. I'm gonna have to check. I haven't even noticed there's 9 more slots here for cards. Wondering if you can like get more patterns. Okay, so that's there. This doesn't have power yet, so what I'm gonna need to do is get this 16x battery buffer. And these all machines along the wall are gonna move. I just had them temporarily there anyway. All right, there's the battery buffer. Go ahead and connect, please. And I'm gonna just, for now, take out 2 of these batteries and put them in here. Okay, and they're gonna drain to fill the buffer. And we should be good. Okay, so let's go see if we can actually craft something. Go to this one, and we'll look at the crafting patterns. Oh, nothing's there. Why is that? Oh, I haven't linked the P2Ps. I haven't linked them. That's the problem. So we'll need a memory card. And we'll say, oh, I'm gonna go get the source first, always. So how are we gonna remember? I guess the bottom ones left to right will be the back block. So this one, save settings, loaded settings. There we go. Okay, so that should now appear into this network. There we go. So we now craft silicon plates. I don't have any items to craft silicon plates, so just temporarily, I'm going to toss an ME chest on here. This is cool, guys. Watch. Oh, no, come on. Show me. Show me the money. There we go. You can rotate these like any which way. Let's do... No. 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 Come on. Stop lagging. Right there and then there. There we go. Look at that. It faces outward. And how can I rotate it again? This block? Nope. I don't know. That's pretty cool. I really like that it faces outward. That's pretty cool. And then we need to go in here, put a little 1K storage cell. And now we can put some silicon in there. Cool. And then to the crafting monitor and say, give me a silicon plate, please. Don't blink, you're going to miss it. Oh, it's 27 bytes. Automatic CPU, ready, set, go. Did it work? Did I put it in there? Put it in there. Oh, we need a chip. Ah, man. But I put it in there, so that's successful, right? Do I have any? I have advanced chips. Darn it. I thought I made a bunch of basic circuits. Did I put them in here? I swore I made like almost a stack of basic circuits. And I do not see them. Maybe I put them in here? Oh, there's enough though. It's not as many as I made, but there's what we need. What do? We can't remember what machine. Screwdriver? Something like a screwdriver? Not slot. Oh no, integrated first. Make it integrated, then put the screwdriver to configuration 1. Cool. Which means if we do have plate bender recipes that are different configurations, I'll probably have to have multiple plate benders, because I don't want to deal with having to move the integrated circuit in and out. So put that in there, it should craft. Take the silicon plate, it's ejecting out the back, so that's all set up. I didn't even have to do that. I didn't even have to turn that on. It just, because the little dot is already on the back, it just sucked it out. So we should have our silicon plate right over here. And there we go. Ha! Sweet! Okay, cool. So what I need to do now is find out a good way to take the other network and combine it and connect it to this one with a storage bus interface combo. here is the other network right here. Is this saturated? No, it's got one available. Perfect. So I could... Where's that running? Is that running... Oh, it's running right here. Okay, temporarily, we are going to break this cover. Not too hard. Okay. And then, do I have any normal smart cable or any kind of cable? Got 5. I think that's exactly what I need. That's awesome. So coming up here, don't. Oh, I totally derped there. Wrong one. There we go. Oh, come off. Come off it. Go away. Alright, don't connect. Just go there. Alright, now I always forget which order I need to put them in. But let's see. Do we have any storage buses? No, spell it right. There we go. What are we missing? We've got the interface. We need a sticky piston. Okay. And now I don't have a normal piston? Seriously? Love it. Alright. There's the storage bus. Oh, now I don't have an interface for the other one I need. And I think he's got interfaces. Yes, he does. Nice. Craft me one of those. I always like this. Even AE1 and now AE2. It's fun. Just sit and watch what's doing. What is it doing? It is crafting one of those. Logic processor. It's scheduled to make 2 annihilation cores. Come on. And there you go. Done. Grab the interface. And I'm going to make the flat kind. Alright, we'll see if we can figure out how to make this work. I'm going to start... Well, let's think about it. This system, the blue system, needs to be able to see the other system's inventory. The gray one here. So if he has a storage bus, well, let's just try it. What's this one? All right, if we put the interface there, storage bus here, and I don't have a blue cable, so I just connected gray because gray can connect to anything. All right. So now if I look here, do I see all the stuff? No. Okay, so that was the wrong way. Let's take... Oh, no, don't connect. That's bad. Can't have 2 systems, both with ME controllers connecting. So, oh, look, I had all these storage buses planned out. Silly me. Alright, so the interface instead, let's put it on the top. And the storage bus. No, because that would, like, store stuff here. Let me log out to my single player and see what I did. I'm actually going to bring you guys into my single player. It's a crazy world. You can see what I do in single player testing with creative mode. Alright, so I got it working. But look at this. Yeah, so you can tested that system out. Tested this guy trying to find the best method. You can see all of those. That's my processing system. There's the original bioreactor. Look at that one. That was nuts. And then we got it smaller, and then I even made it smaller still. Here's I'm testing all the new chisel blocks, how they look. Anyway, alright, let's go see how I did this. Was it this one over here? Where did I set this up? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, okay. So we've got, this is the main one, and it has all the storage with stuff on it. As you can see, it's got aluminum plates and steel plates. Now it has a interface. Okay, that's what I had. To a storage bus. Okay. The crafting CPU. This one does not see the recipes, right? Yeah, it does not. This one does. Okay. Oh, I wonder if I just had it like this, and that's why I wasn't seeing the stuff. That's probably it. Because, yeah, I did have it right. Okay, let's go back into Utopia. Yeah, I probably just had it on the wrong thing. Because I definitely wanted the other way around, because that would store items from the main system into the second system, which is not what we want at all. So, let's go back to interface on here. You need to come off. Alright, interface there. Storage bus here. Cable here. And this is just a temporary connection, but I like it because it's close. Okay, and I'm not using too many channels on anything, right? Right, we're just at 8 now. Yeah, 8. So let's go check this system here. Turn it to there. There we go. We're seeing all the stuff from the main system in my secondary system. So the caveats of this, setting it up this way. On this system, I have crafting of silicon plates. On the main system over there, it will not be able to see my crafting CPUs or my crafting recipes. This connection here does not pass that kind of information through. So if I'm over there, if I want to craft something with GregTech, I'm going to have to come to this building to craft it. And then crafting everything else, I think I have to go to the other building. Let me see. Yeah, I can't craft all the other stuff over here. I have to go over there to do it. So I think what we'll do is I'll have a crafting CPU or crafting monitor on the main network and a crafting monitor on the subnetwork or the attached network, and that way I can just go to both of them. I'm using GregTech, create something, it'll store it back in the main machine, go to the main network, and then I can use that to craft. That's probably going to be the best way. So I definitely need to make sure wherever I do connect these two systems, which will probably be in this room, well, probably not, probably downstairs, that I have a crafting monitor for both the subsystem and the main system. Hope I didn't overload you guys with information. I'm enjoying this channel thing. I think, some people think it's a pain because it's just like, I just want to connect stuff and make it work, but it makes you think a little bit, it makes you plan it out a little bit, and they look cool. Especially once I get all the machines going. You just have to think, okay, well, I need how many machines do I need connected? Okay, it's more than 8. Do I want to run dense cable or do I want to run, P2P? And I am liking that P2P. And it's only, let's go check out our RF use. You get one of these things called the network tool, and you click on anywhere pretty much in your network and it'll analyze it. So we are using currently 93 RF per tick. Cool. And each crafting CPU or crafting storage is 2 RF each. The chest is 3. The controllers are 6 each. So you don't want to have more controllers than you really need. And I can probably get away with less, but that's all right. It's only 93 RF, and I'm generating 16 times 160 or something like that. No, yeah. Anyway, crafting terminal, can't tell because of, there we go, 1 RF. Import buses are 2 each. Ooh, those are expensive. Interfaces are 2. Terminals 1. What I do like is the cables use nothing. So in ME1, if you had systems that were really far apart and you ran a cable between them, it would just start chewing through power. I believe. That's what I'm remembering anyway. I haven't used ME1 in a long time either, but definitely the cables do not use anything. So you can run a cable as far as you want. The only limitation is your resources. And then P2P tunnels are 2 each. And a storage bus is 1. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys liked this episode. I enjoyed making it. We didn't have too many FPS drops that I noticed anyway. I'm going to go ahead and start crafting up a bunch more GregTech blocks. These are not very exciting to craft on camera, so that's why I'm just kind of showing what I'm making, and the intricacies are in the connections and the auto crafting recipes, so that's what I'll show you. And pretty soon we'll be able to pretty much craft anything GregTech that we want, and then we'll be we'll be starting on Endgame GregTech, which is cool. I'm excited for it. Find out what it has to offer. Another thing I'll be doing probably next episode, if you want to stay tuned and see that, is doing an AE2 teleporter between some of the buildings, because we made the choice to expand horizontally so that, you know, we didn't have to chunk load everything, and then I think we ended up chunk loading everything anyway. Oh, it's all right. We can. It makes it easy to tell which buildings are causing lag, if any, just because you can load up Opus and say, oh, well, this chunk is using a ton. And we can go, well, that is the AE2 building, or that is the farms. You know, it's easy to see, rather than if everything is in the same chunk stacked on top of each other, impossible to tell. And then, what was I going to say after that? Oh yeah, so we're going to make AE2 teleporters, so I can go between the buildings, since they're kind of far away. So I'll find somewhere, maybe like one here, and one here in this corner, so I can have one to go over to the thermal expansion. Oh, there's one of the FPS lag spikes. One to the thermal expansion area, one to the AE2 building, and get to those buildings real easy. All right, well, this lag is starting to get really bad, so I'm going to end the episode. Make sure if you liked it, hit that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. It is completely free, and I will see you guys in the next episode. This has been FunShotX. Catch you later. Bye.